Town Board meeting is called to order at 7 o'clock. Roll call.
Councilwoman Blessing. Here. Councilman Cuomo.
Here.
Councilman Dugan.
Here.
Councilman Jack Caruso. Here. Supervisor Moore.
Here. Also present, Town Attorney Nate Nichols and Deputy Supervisor Melanie Whiteley. Nancy, communication.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Department committee reports. Okay, highway. Me and Ralph got a hold of the county. They were fixing Penguin Road. We got them to run up Ruger Drive. They did a beautiful job. Fixed all the shoulders up there that were deteriorated. We'll probably be good. I don't see we're gonna have to pave that. We should be good for next year. The year after that, we're probably gonna have to pave it. And I got Joe Lappy gonna fix. There's a couple spots up on Woodall Run. And I told him to keep it under procurement, so we could just go do it when he's got extra blacktop on the way home. And that's that. Okay, code enforcement. Total permits 2, was issued 2, $1,418 collected. We did eight inspections. Zoning review 1, final building inspections 1, certificates of occupancy 1, put $1,418 in the bank. He didn't give me nothing. Okay, my balance is $16,92.19. Working on planning zoning as needed, working on permanent final. Okay, he did call me and talk to me. He's working on the fire disaster up there on 7. He's been talking to the bank because they own it. What was the name of the bank? So, yeah, I can't.
Foreclosed on?
Well, Wells Fargo, I think is the bank. So he says, I'm on it, Nick. He said, I've been pursuing it the best I can, you know. You can't make anybody do anything. All right, so that's that. Enforcement, okay. Water. All right, what's this in here? Honestly, I didn't know, okay.
So Crystal does have a quick
Oh, you do?
text.
Well, because I know Mr. Daly there, they thought there was a water main break there, but it ended up being his line that was busted.
Correct.
And Warner fixed it. I talked them into letting Warner do it because they were right there, they had all the equipment there. So that got fixed. But it was-
Daily hired him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good.
I told them, I said, this is what they want, it's reasonable.
And he paid for it.
I'm like, so many paid for it.
Yes.
I didn't hear nothing
It was
different.
his line, not the town's.
No, it was a time, yeah, it was.
What's the connection?
And it was on his side of the curb box.
All right.
What happens, they shut the curb box off and it stopped leaking. So it wasn't on our side. But he was giving him a hard time at first, Wes called me, and I had to go there, because I know him pretty good. By the time I got there, they had them all calmed down. So that got fixed, but that wasn't our problem. So far, we've been doing good with the price. Yeah, knock on everything, yeah. All right, water. Okay, building.
Crystal still has
Oh, I'm
Read it,
sorry.
yeah,
Crystal.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's a very, very brief summary.
So the gallon range is in the 94,000s, I'm guessing. No breaks, meter readings all done but one, general maintenance performed, computer programming was corrected until the upgrade, and the new water truck will be here Monday. So that is something that is, we were able to get that voucher into the water fund claims for tonight, so that's why our water fund claims were so high, because the truck was in there. And I contacted our insurance company today to get it on the policy. I know he said he wants to pick it up Monday. He did have a question though on whether he could go to DMV or whether you had to do it, Nick, so I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We've
You
had some-
probably do.
Me?
Yeah.
I was talking with Nate today, so with this purchase agreement.
Oh, yeah, because honestly, the town owns the truck, so.
Yeah, Nate, do you want to speak to?
Yeah, so there's also a weird provision in the water rules and regulations that say that no agent of the water district can basically bind the water district to any agreement. So
Right.
the idea is, you'll probably have to be signing for that, and we can West and counter sign it with you. So,
Okay, whatever,
yeah,
whatever we gotta do.
yeah, just because of that weird provision that we don't want the purchase agreement to be invalidated in any way for the purchase, so.
No.
Well, it's probably not weird. It was probably set up very purposely.
Well,
Right.
probably.
And I think there's the only thing, there's the wording, being that no agent of the district can bind any agreement, it's just, I would say probably with authorization of the town board in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Be dealing with that.
We do oversee the water, we do another separate
Yeah.
thing.
There is one other thing that was not included in this text. They started doing maintenance on the hydrants, painting, things like that.
Okay.
Double checking that everything is in good working order.
Did he say whether that guy sent the check?
I have not
Oh,
heard
the
that
one
they
from, they
did.
stole the water?
Yes, yes, we did receive that.
We did.
You got that check?
Alright, good, good.
Yay.
Yes.
Perfect.
And all the bills are out, right?
Yeah,
Read
except
that,
for
the
one, it
meter
sounded
reading.
like there was one meter reading that wasn't.
Right, but the bills are out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
good.
And they've been calling
What?
Yeah, well,
and complaining.
well, tell them to talk to the town board.
Mhm.
Okay, we all set with that?
Yes.
With water, okay. All right, buildings and grounds. Okay. I found a leak. It wasn't the roof, because it was sunny out and it's leaking in the kitchen. Climbed up in the attic
This was at the Troopers
at
Barracks.
the trooper barracks, yes. Couldn't find what the heck was leaking up there. I thought maybe it was a water pipe in the ceiling, that the solder deteriorated or whatever. Went back there, climbed up the ladder, I blew a hole through the sheetrock in the ceiling. And I look up there with a flashlight, it's dripping on me, but it's dripping from up there, it's the ductwork. So then I look and there's a pan there, it's supposed to be catching it, but it's not. Okay, climb back up in the attic, 110 degrees, so this was the other day. Walking across the trusses at my age. I can't find the hole, right? I had John with me, my guy. I go, John, go down in the kitchen and yell up the hole or something. There's no light up there, it's dark. So finally he's banging with the hammer on it, I find it. So then I find the ductwork, okay, here's the pan up there on a platform, and it's 6 inches away from where the water's leaking out of the duct. So I go to pull it, and there's a bolt anchoring the air conditioning unit there, holding it. So bend the plastic over, get it past that. Pipe comes apart. 1 inch plastic pipe. Looks like a spider web up there. So I got it, it's catching it by 1.5 inches. It's dripping in the pan now. Shoved the pipe back together. Took me 3 times to get it to stay. Probably gonna have to climb back up there again and glue it. Let's see if they call and say it's leaking in a different spot, because that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be leaking over where that joint is. And of course, the pipe goes like this, you know. I didn't build the building. You just got to deal with it. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. I go down there and they're going, when are we closing? Are we buying a building or what? I go, it's a done deal. I says, all we're doing is waiting for New York State to write us a check. Okay? All the contracts in place and all that, and you know, well, when's that gonna happen? The guy, the troopers are asking. I says, I can't tell you. He says, it's New York State, all right? They'll write the check when they feel like it. But we're gonna get it eventually. In the meantime, so they go, well, you guys gotta maintain the building until that. Yeah, no kidding. I says, that's why I climbed up in the attic, all right? Yeah, I could have hired somebody else to do it, but I needed to go up there and see what was going on because, you know, you hire somebody to go up there, oh, you need a new air conditioning unit. You know how that goes. right? So if it leaks in a different spot, I'll go up there and glue it. But I need a fan and a light. Anyway, that was the extent of that. Let's see, buildings and grounds, that's about it. I think this building's still in one piece, yes?
Yep, it's
Okay.
working, we're happy.
All right, so that's that. Court, anything?
No report from the court or the assessor tonight.
Okay. Ben?
Everything's all good.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, Crystal?
Okay, so our new online dog licensing software will be launching on August 1st. This will include a new online transaction option. So the way it's going to roll out is all renewal notices for current dog licenses are going to still be mailed as usual. The form is going to look slightly different, and there's going to be a QR code at the bottom of the form with a website, if you don't want the QR code. That if you wanted to be able to pay online moving forward, you just have to create your own online account. But it'll sync with my software, and that way residents can upload their rabies documents and pay online. But this is optional. All residents who continue to like to use the mail or come into town hall will still be able to do that. And then for brand new dog licenses, there will be a link on our website to be able to go in and do that.
Do it online.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's it. Oh, Ben, I also think that there's going to be a way for me to add you in to this new software so that you could go in and see as far as like delinquents and
Oh, that'd be
things
great.
of that nature.
Okay,
It looks like there's a
awesome.
joint access option, so
all right.
that's
Is
awesome.
the website accessible?
Is the website accessible? You mean our current?
Well,
I don't know.
probably not.
I haven't heard any updates from Ronnie.
You really
The
gotta
dogs
get
one.
that going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody should probably reach out to Ronnie and see
Make
where
sure
they're
that
at with that.
Yeah, and that? All right.
Accessible in what sense? In terms of,
Reusable,
Disability,
essentially?
yeah.
yeah.
Just because there's a rise in lawsuits of people just going to municipal websites to see if it's accessible or not.
Oh, that's why the documents I've done are readable.
Yep.
Well, just the website in general, it's not
Yes.
current.
All right, you gotta give me Ronnie's number.
It's gotta get
Number is-
going there.
Yeah, just because if it's an option available to one subset of issues.
Yeah.
Assuming-
As of our last month, so the last time I spoke with her at our last month's meeting, she asked me, so I still have access to the old site, but I don't have access to the new site to add or change anything. So she asked me to add the agendas and everything, to continue to do it onto the old site until she figured out the bugs, but I haven't heard back. So I've still been adding everything that I can to the old site, but, yeah.
And I'm assuming this dog license software probably is, but we should still try.
Yeah, we have till August 1st as well, because that's the official launch date, so I wasn't too worried about where the party was. But yeah, I can get you her number.
Okay. All right, supervisor discussion, water department, erosion control, and department health.
Yep, so we got another email this week from Doug Cole. He sent it to everybody on the board, I think, including Nick, but he was asking Nick, he wanted to know if,
Define this week. This week?
Last
Week.
including
okay,
July 3rd was the original.
with the
Because
attachment.
I'm trying to think last time I got online and looked at all the emails.
Oh, Nick.
so it was July 7th, the first email actually. Or no, you're right, it was July 3rd was,
Maybe the attachment was.
yeah, the attachment was July 7th. So he said, please find the New York State DOH approval of the corrosion control treatment system. In the approval letter, they're requiring plans and specifications be prepared for their review and approval prior to installation. I think we should schedule another phone call with them to advise that the town water department personnel will be installing the equipment under KB engineering supervision, so that the town does not have to go through the expense of having the plans and specifications prepared, as the work is not going to be advertised for contractor bids. And then he said that if we don't get DOH to remove the requirement to prepare these plans and specifications, we will have to prepare another amendment to our contract. So that's Doug's contract, he's gonna need more money.
So I need to call him too.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense to develop plans and specifications for this work, as we plan to assist the town to get equipment ordered and provide initial feed rate calculations, which would get the system up and running. Maybe if the town tells DOH the project is not going to bid, they will eliminate the requirement. Also, if we don't move quickly, the town will have to send out another round of violation notices to the residents. If you would like me to draft the request to DOH and provide to you to send to them as the top representative of the town, just let me know.
I wish Wes were here, because I know he's been having conversations with certain people at Department of Health also, so I don't know if he reached out.
Well, don't matter, all right, I'll talk to Wes too then.
Yeah, I would talk to him first and see if he's already taken any, made any outreaches.
Right. Okay, town hall water. Okay, this place does not pay for water usage.
Why?
That's what I wanna know.
That was something done under my choice, according to what was told.
Of course.
Well, the water system, okay, real estate taxes, municipal is a whole different animal. Because basically what we're doing then is we're taking money out of his pocket and putting it in his pocket, there's no point. The water system is on its own, it has nothing to do with that. The town hall should be paying water rates, as far as I'm concerned. How do you guys feel? They should be paying commercial rate for the water usage here.
I agree, I mean, the usage probably isn't
Now,
that high.
what I started thinking, Crystal, what's happening with the trooper there? Are they paying?
Yes.
They get their own bill, so it goes directly to them and they
Okay,
pay.
all right. Well, this town hall should be getting a bill too. Because that has nothing to do with, I don't know. It's up to you guys. You agree or no? We're probably gonna need a resolution to charge them,
Well,
charge us.
they should just be doing it, really.
They should just be billing it.
They should just be doing it.
There's a
Have
meter
meters
here.
We do? That was gonna be the next question.
There's a
Everybody should
meter.
have a meter.
What?
Everybody should have a meter.
No, I mean
Every
the town
building
hall.
should have a meter.
The town hall has got a meter.
Oh, really?
My understanding is town hall was paying prior to two administrations. Do that?
All right. You know, this water system needs all the funding it can get. Otherwise, we're not gonna be able to maintain it. I got a nice leak going, so I'm supporting a big portion of it. Which Wes informed me of when he read the meter. Yeah, going on
Probably
that.
since
And that happened to
2012.
me before, huh?
It's probably been going on since 2012.
Well, I wasn't here then.
I was just not here.
I mean, even if it's paying the min charge, a commercial rate that's what, 600 and something?
Well, it should be like every
But
other
still, it's
business in town. It shouldn't
$600.
be-
The
yeah,
system
But it
needs all,
should be.
it needs all
I
the
mean,
money that we can
it's
get.
small change for the town.
All right, so what are we doing now? We're just gonna say, bill it? Or do we need a resolution?
Well, how are you gonna know what the usage is if they haven't been reading the meter?
That's probably the next cycle, yeah.
So I would say probably you're gonna have to take the meter reading now and then start this next year. How are you gonna know? Unless you do the minimum for the last year.
Okay, do the minimum. Let's do the minimum. It's gonna be commercial though.
Yep.
It's still only 600 something dollars.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Does the church
that's
have
gonna-
what? Does the church
No,
get
yes,
charged
no, the church is
commercial?
paying.
No,
No,
The
no.
church is paying.
Commercial
No, I
is
don't
my
know.
question.
No, I don't
They're a
think it's-
nonprofit. This is a nonprofit. Does that matter?
No, this is government.
Okay.
It's a nonprofit.
Okay, it's government, it's municipal, it's the same, it's up to you guys, but
I don't think there's a distinction.
there's not, okay.
I'm trying to remember the rates that were just passed, but I don't believe there's a
Comments?
distinction.
Well, we
Someone
should-
has to pay for it.
Oh, I think they should, I think town hall should.
All right. Well, funny meter. We'll go from there, okay. Okay, next thing, Briar Creek Golf Course. Okay, I called all the board members individually and informed them of this. We're thinking about doing a municipal golf course with Briar Creek Golf Course. And Billy's here for any questions you guys have. Okay, my feeling on it is, we need another source of revenue in this town, besides the county kickback on the sales tax. Okay, because if the economy goes in, if we have another depression or something, our revenue is gonna drop. And The other thing is, everybody wants to keep this town rural. And if a developer buys that golf course, it's gonna be a 9-hole golf course with 100 condo units there. And the planning board isn't gonna be, we're not gonna have, whoever buys is gonna have deep enough pockets of source to do what they want. You agree, Mike?
Yeah, that's the only spot in town too that is 1 acre lots
Yeah, I know.
on the GR1.
Well, Dougie Graceland's got it too, but I think I can coerce Ricky Peterson and buying that. Right? And hanging it. If Scotty decides,
I was just saying Scotty's not selling it, is he?
no, Scotty wants to hang it.
Easy, easy with that conversation.
Yeah.
Somebody grows corn there. Anyway, back to the golf course.
All right, go ahead. Philly's here. You guys, I informed you ahead of time, so you had time to think about it. What's your opinions?
Well, can I also add
Your
to
input.
that? Well, no, I mean, the conversation came up at the opening of the time capsule.
Yes.
And one of the questions, there was a list of questions, and one of the, where will the town be in 25 years? And one of the questions was, will we have a town tax? And somebody made it, we still don't have a town tax, which is great. And somebody made the comment that we don't have town tax because we don't have any services in the town, which is not untrue. We don't. We don't have a highway department, we don't have, police department, we don't have those kinds of things. And I know that
I've been volunteering a lot.
Well, I also know that you guys there is a park fund that has been accruing for years. People have mentioned putting a park here at Town Hall. Princetown is such that everybody's backyard is a park. Nobody's gonna come to Town Hall and sit next to I-88 and be in a park. Kids aren't coming here to play in a playground in a park. They're either going to the school or they're playing in their backyard.
Right.
And that I just said today, thinking about Briar Creek has been in this town for a long time. It's many different things. And it was kind of a place where the community gathered. And I just said to Nick, what if the town looked at buying Briar Creek and making it a municipal golf course? Because a lot of people in town, whether they golf or not, they're going there.
Yeah, they'll go there and eat.
As a restaurant, they go there to socialize, they go there for trivia, it's kind of become this lovely gathering spot. There's parties there, there's events there. I think there's a lot of potential for things that could potentially happen there. You could have park-like things there. So anyway, it was just that's where the conversation kind of stemmed from. And then Nick ran over to No, but in all seriousness, it is a place that people use for a variety of reasons, not just golf.
Right.
So that's kind of where it came from.
It's a gathering area for the whole town.
Like when I get the phone call and somebody says, can we go cross-country ski?
Correct.
And I say, no, we're posted. But we also don't go out there looking, You have to know where you're going.
Right.
Because you're always afraid of the pond or whatever.
Right.
So we discourage people from going out there in the wintertime where you can't see anything. But everybody's pretty good, we haven't had a whole lot of problems. Not in a long time. Now anybody has a skidoo, guess what? They're hauling it up to Tug Hill. Back in the day, they used to go through the field, cut over behind Dougie's, go right over through the golf course
Yeah.
and all that, but you just don't see that anymore.
Yeah, they can't get anywhere from here, there's not enough snow.
I think,
Sorry.
you guys are selling the troopers barracks, not that you need to turn around and spend the money, that's not what I'm saying, but, Town Hall was purchased built 25 years ago, and that's well paid off.
I was finances day off.
It's just,
we gotta
it
look at
could
the
be an
numbers.
opportunity. I think there's homework to do there. I think, it's definitely something to explore to see what it would cost to run it, what kind of renovations need to be done, all those
I
kinds of
need
things.
permission to do that.
No, I'm saying, I think that
So it's
exploring
Billy and
it start.
But you guys gotta
But
be
that's
on
up
top
to you
with it.
guys.
We've got the last couple of years all broke down between revenue, you know, all our reports, taxes and whatnot, so we have a bundle that we can say, okay, here's the last couple of years, and here's where we're at today, you know, giving you all that over. I don't know, the town's probably not big enough to self-insure like a lot of the munis do.
Well, that's the thing, like,
Well, that's what we
I
gotta
think
look at.
talking to other municipal
Right.
golf courses, seeing what it's
Yeah,
about, seeing how they
I
run.
can get a hold of it. I don't wanna waste my time if you
But-
guys aren't interested, you know? There's no point.
The
I got a
idea,
couple questions. You had mentioned cross-country ski, and you say no to that because it's a private course, which is within your right. If the town did take it over, would there be an opportunity for cross-country skiing on that property?
Absolutely. We don't do it because we're not going to subject our insurance,
Okay.
any kind of insurance claim. Somebody has a problem out there, so we're posted. You know, if they're out there, then they're out on their own with it being posted. But, you know, once the snow cover comes, then a lot of places that, like more country clubs or whatever, they would just go ahead and tape off with poles, the greens, to make sure people don't go over and cause any damage to the greens.
I know Colony does it, I think possibly Schenectady UV does it
Yeah.
also.
The rest of it, you know, I mean, our issue, especially more the last few years, is you don't need to get sued. You know, I mean, now it's everybody is listening to their news call, blah, 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 blah. Last year I had the insurance company, we deal with travelers, been there the whole 35 years, now 36. And the woman called me up and asked me about Betty Jones. I said, who's Betty Jones? Well, they filed a lawsuit because she fell out of a golf cart. So when did this take place? So I went back, she said, you don't know? I said, no, I've never heard. I went back and saw that I worked that day because we hand entered all the revenue for the day. I said, look, I worked that day. I don't know anything about this. There wasn't an ambulance, there wasn't anything. I said, no. No one got taken away in the ambulance. I don't know. This is the first I've heard it. So that's, you know, I mean, our insurance company denied it. They said, your case is with the driver who turned the car to dump you out there. But that's the kind of things that we're getting much more. Probably the last, I don't know. Since COVID, everybody thinks, so that's why we're posted. And that's why I tell people, no, you can't.
Yeah, I'm certainly not questioning your decision. I was just wondering that, you know, if we do open up on a municipal basis, we may have to service all of the community, and that may include those individuals. Also, are there any other uses going on? Do you have any of the high schools field golf teams that play there?
We don't, we had Shelmont for a few years when Orchard Creek opened up, they moved over there.
Right.
What we do is Shelmont under school, you know, 6th graders, 5th graders, and that, we give them free golf.
Okay.
And they take a school bus over, and best of my knowledge, the thing probably has been running well over 20 years, maybe 25. Best of my knowledge is they charge the parents $5, and then they pool that money together, and at the end, they, you know, one woman used to have shirts made with the thing, or they had a pizza party and all that. But we donate Tuesdays and Thursdays for them to come over in the bus, and they go, I think they run 4 or 5 weeks. You know, they schedule it, and then the kids are off to school, so.
Yeah, that's another municipal offering. We can look at that, because my understanding is, and this may be a rumor, I can't confirm this, but there was some talk about Orchard Tree maybe going for sale.
It is for sale.
Oh, it is for sale.
That's not
Yeah,
a rumor.
yeah, they have posted, they're selling the whole thing, the apple.
Okay, so this might be an opportunity for us to reach out to the community and say, listen, you know, we have a facility, which is a municipal facility in your backyard, close to the school, so we would certainly like to entertain, you know, your participation here. So I think there's several upsides with regards to the ability to offer more than just golf. And, you know, that may be a sweeter pill for people to.
Look, we need revenue.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Eventually, we're
I'm not looking to give it away.
If we don't do something, we're gonna have to have a town tax.
Well,
Eventually,
and-
it's gonna get too expensive.
Well, and again, the initial thought goes back to, you know, what do we have in Princetown that people use?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's it.
That's where everybody gathers.
And the golf course and the restaurant are one entity, correct?
No, sir.
Okay.
We own everything. The whole Drago D&D Enterprise, it's now 17 years, runs the restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lease the
It's
space?
just a lease. You know, we have a lease with them, and he pays us so much a month
Okay.
over the 12 months.
I think, you know, I mean, the big
Part of-
thing would be a.
Part of the revenue sheet, which I told you we would be able to hand over and show you what our revenue is. And
Right.
There's a pavilion in the back,
Yes.
there's, there's a whole outdoor pavilion
Yeah.
and bar areas, and they're like a
well,
counter.
Yeah,
But
they can serve.
there are different spaces to use, I'm
Yeah.
sure it needs work, but
Paulie has a lot of outside parties. You know, they were in the pavilion on Sunday, and obviously it was a birthday party or something, because I ended up getting some balloons down by my tent hole and all that, but he has a lot of outside parties come in, including in the restaurant. You know, I think he does the alumni for the thing, the teachers at the end of the year all go in there right before it dismisses.
there's a
So-
lot of, and there's hosting of fundraisers in there, there's personal
He's done-
parties, there's.
As well as we, you know, we had the Schenectady Republicans were in there not too long ago, you know, we've had repeat business. A lot of people, Doctors Without Borders, Judge, oh, his name is slipping right now, but he's a Supreme Court judge over in Mark, over in Schenectady. And he built, I had it this year, same day next year. I want to do the same day, you know, so we have a lot of tournaments that are already committed this year
Mhm.
for next year. Now, last year, I spoke to him, I said, look, we're trying to sell the thing, so I may not be here next year. Oh, well, that's all right, just, you know, put it in. I said, I'll still, you know, be associated with whoever buys the thing. And of course, who's gonna say, no, go find someplace else, if it's gonna stay as a golf course? You know, so, we have kind of core, and we create our own. We do our own, every the second Friday of every May, June, July, August. September is the St. Jude, it's a fundraiser for St. Jude. And then we go to the first Friday in October, just because it can be colder and the leaves coming down. So we have 6 base tournaments that we built. You know, we put it together ourselves. Because there's not gonna be 120 people walking through the door on Friday, second Friday of the month. So, you know, that's all part of it. And if anybody goes online, you'll see, we promote it. Currently, it's the Daily Double. Sundays and Tuesdays during the race meet, buy one, get one free. Well, you have to rent a cart. You know, so that's all part of our $30 off a foursome. All you have to do is go on our website, and you'll see the promotions that we put in ourselves to try to draw a guy through the door.
Quick question, who actually has the liquor license? Does Paul have
Yes.
that?
Yeah, the 19th hole cap, TNG.
So you actually own the building, you just lease it for
Correct.
operation purposes?
Correct.
Okay. And last question, how many acres do you
I believe it's 110.
have? Okay.
Can you give us an idea how much labor do you actually have? How many people are
It varies.
working the golf course portion, not?
It varies.
Okay.
You know, obviously, when we first start off, there's a limited number,
Mhm.
and we always make sure we get at the end of the year, knock everything down, get all the leaves out and all that, so we can open up fresh. And I have a lot of retired guys, you know, maybe work 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I have a couple guys every day, you know, work to 5 days. And then we got a college kid, you know, there's your weed whacker. You know what I mean? So, a couple rangers, they work a couple nights each.
Right.
I think currently we have about 11 employees. I have 2 girls that run the pro shop. So they run Monday, Wednesday, my turn this Friday, the other one's Tuesday, Thursday, my turn this Friday. So there's 2 people there, the equivalent of 1 full-time.
Right. So outside of the pro shop and the grounds employees, is there anybody else?
No.
Are you also looking to sell the equipment with the sale?
Yeah, everything,
Yeah.
you know, all the equipment will be part of it too.
The golf carts are all rented, right?
The golf carts we own,
Oh,
golf
you
carts
own
go with it,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Where do you store them?
Years ago, we used to lease them.
Oh, okay.
And the guy, they'd come take them out.
Yeah,
And the guy said to us, I'll tell you what, we can come get them all. They're all gonna sit in the field.
right.
Why don't you just put them behind your building and then you won't be in the spring, wow, the weather's great, dee-dee-dee, can you get carts out to me?
Okay.
So from that point, leasing it, from them, it sounded like a great idea, and it's worked out a good idea. We tuck it in behind the clubhouse, because your permanent wind course is coming right down this way, and the clubhouse blocks the wind and drifts the snow. And then in the spring, we take them all out, clean them all up, get them off and running.
Anything else?
I like the idea of protecting that part of the town from major development. I definitely think we need to be asking some additional questions and getting some ideas. Things like the insurance scares the bejesus out of me as to what that could end up being for us. Especially, as you mentioned, with how litigious everything is nowadays.
I've lived in Princetown for 20 years now. I'm right up the road from the golf course, on Darrow Road.
Okay.
So I've lived here for 20 years. Been working the golf course, this is year 36. I'd hate to see and think, watching all the work I put into the golf course, and somebody's out there bulldozing away and just like they're getting down a road down there, setting up for the next, whatever, Central Tractor or whatever's going in there. Yeah, Tractor Supply, you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh geez, I love it. Because I had a friend of mine, I trained thoroughbred horses before I started in '92 over there. And the guy says to me, wow, you got 2 dream jobs, training thoroughbreds and owning a golf course. I said,
Yeah.
you're missing that one little word, job. They're both jobs, you know what I mean? But I know, it's like everybody wants to own a barn until they do. Then they realize, wow, what a mistake this was.
How long is your lease valid with the restaurant? How long are you leased with the restaurant?
We actually still go month to month.
Okay, so they're a holdover right now?
Yeah, I mean, it started off month to month. We wanted to set that up as we did with our previous owners, or people leasing it from us, because then you're not stuck with somebody. It used to be April to the end of October, and then it shut down. And we maintained everything November, December, January, February, March. When Paulie came in, he started to establish business and talk to us about going year round. But it's always been that month to month, and as I say, it's year 17, and we've never had a problem with it.
And the equipment inside the restaurant, is that owned by
It
them?
belongs to Pat, that belongs to Paul.
So everything?
We own the building.
Got
We
it.
own the building, he owns all the stuff, the equipment in the kitchen and the tables and whatnot. We own the pavilion, we own the picnic tables back there. That is all it's been on. So it's just the actual kitchen equipment and tables and that he has out in the serving area.
Yeah, I mean, I think Guilderland owns the one on Western Turnpike, right?
Yep.
So talking to the town of Guilderland would probably be a good idea to see what it takes to run it. Colony, you said Colony's got one that's municipal. Again, see, the city of Schenectady, that's Schenectady Muni, right?
Yep.
Is a city. Like, I think those 3 would probably be,
They're local, close to you. so.
yeah, just to, I mean, just see. If we
Yeah.
come back and say, holy crap, I don't want the liability, yeah, who knows, but.
Okay, so I will move forward.
One question then too, how do you organize your memberships? Are they in a contract or?
We have a very limited number of members. I always tell them, I don't want to be a member. I said, you want to be a season pass holder,
Okay.
because that's what I'm selling you. And I go, well, I'm going to be a member. I said, if you want to be a member, it's not a problem. You got to pay 8% sales tax. I love being a season pass holder. I would say we probably have 20, and they just come in, pay their thing, and unlimited golf Monday through Friday. If you're gonna use weekend golf, they pay $5. You know, the golf cart, you all wanna put the golf cart in. Don't do the golf cart, I'm sorry, I don't know how many times you're gonna play. I know it takes you 26 rounds on a weekday, and everything, and when you get to number 27, you're in front of us. You know what I mean? I always tell them, take a look, this should not be like a gym membership. Oh, man, I gotta go, blah, blah, blah. I said, look at it first, you know?
So there's no.
And the same thing with the leagues. We do not have contracts with the leagues.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share a real quick story with you.
Yeah.
There was a woman that ran 3 different leagues in 3 different golf courses. It was the Capital Region Women's Golf Association, something like that. So they came over for 2 or 3 years, and she called me up and said, listen, I haven't received the contract. I said, no, we don't do contracts. Well, what do you mean? I said, well, it's real simple. You go halfway through the year and you walk away, and now the Schenectady Gazette is saying Briar Creek is suing 20 women because they broke their contract. It's a no-win situation for us. Everybody, we've never had a problem. Everybody has always, you know, lived through their 18-week commitment. And the best part of it, and some of you folks know my family, she said to me, I'm a lawyer, you know. You should have a contract. I said, well, I have 7 lawyers in my family. What else do you have? You know. Thanks for your advice. I just explained to you why we don't do it. You know, we're not going to have our name put in a thing that, oh, they're suing women. Can you believe that? You know. So.
How much is the season pass? How much is the season pass?
Season pass is $870. $870, and I think it goes up another $400 for couples. You know, maybe another couple hundred. That again is on our website.
Yep.
For family. We don't get too much family.
All right, so what, we gotta do a resolution?
Yeah, at least, just let you explain.
Provision.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, word it.
I guess Crystal would be,
Calling it.
motion to authorize the town supervisor to explore the purchase of, sorry.
Briar Creek.
Briar Creek Golf Plus.
Golf club. And to provide ongoing reports to the town board.
That's all the title?
Oh, the title.
Yeah, that was just supposed to be the title.
Oh, the title?
The whole thing, motion to authorize the town supervisor to explore the purchase of Briar Creek Golf Course.
I don't know how official you want to be. We're Sycamore Greens Golf Course, Inc., DBA Briar Creek Golf Club. Our corporation is Sycamore Greens Golf Course, Inc.
Okay. I think title can just be resolution authorizing the supervisor to, well, I guess it'd be the same thing.
Explore the purchase of Briar Creek Golf
Yeah.
Course. So then we will say it's hereby resolved that the town board approves or authorizes.
Authorizes, yeah.
The town supervisor to explore the purchase of Briar Creek Golf Course.
And provide ongoing reports of progress to the town board.
So if the town doesn't buy it, you're gonna sell it to the highest bidder, obviously?
Yeah, you know,
Oh, cool.
Come on.
we made the
You want to go
mistake,
first, Gary?
we made the mistake of putting all our eggs in one basket last year. And the guy backed out at the very end.
Oh.
So we're talking to other people now, you know, we're not gonna be snake bit twice.
What's your time frame you're looking at?
Pardon me?
What's your time frame that you're looking at?
End of the year.
End of the year?
Yeah.
End of the season or end of the year?
You know, end of the year.
The weekend.
End of the season is almost the end of the year. We go right up to the, usually unless it snows, we can go right up to the first part of December. We've always made it through Thanksgiving. So,
Okay. Read that back to us for a
Sure.
second.
So this one's called, motion to authorize the town supervisor to explore the purchase of Briar Creek Golf Course. It is hereby resolved that the town board authorizes the town supervisor to explore the purchase of Briar Creek Golf Course and provide ongoing reports of progress to the town board.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
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 Just for inquiry.
Yes.
Okay. All right, motion carries.
Well, do you have a no or abstain?
What?
Ben didn't vote.
Yes,
Or did
he
you?
did.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I thought
looked
Speedy
at him
over
and he
here was
nodded his
going
head
through.
like
Oh,
this, so I would say
okay.
that's
No,
yes.
I thought you were,
Everybody
I know,
agrees.
I know it's kind of informal here, you know.
well, I gotta watch you sometime.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, public hearing. Amendment to the town Princeton zoning laws that would consolidate all town zoning laws into one law. Public hearing opens at 7:47.
At 48.
48. Okay, public hearing's open. Anybody have to say anything about this? Guess not. All right. Should I wait a minute, close it, or?
Give it 2 calls, I guess.
Excellent job, Jen. Thank you for all your hard work.
Yes.
And Jill.
And Jones, yes.
Okay, yes, thank you.
She started off looking at what laws needed to be brought, what amendments needed to be brought in, and then I did all the format, which was so much fun. It is much easier to read now,
All right. So we'll close the public hearing at 7:40. What do you want to say?
49.
49.
9?
So I was waiting for just perfect closure.
Yeah, okay. Okay, public hearing is closed. Okay, resolutions. Meeting minutes. It is hereby resolved the meeting minutes of June 9th, 2026, regular town board meeting are approved as amended. On a motion?
though. Were there any amendments?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Not anybody that
I
informed.
make a motion to approve them.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Ben, you're
Huh?
you're being quiet today, you abstained, Chair.
Yeah.
Why, you abstain?
I wasn't here.
Oh, okay. I can't remember. Okay, adopting local law number 2 of 2026. Resolution number 26-143. Whereas the town's zoning laws were previously existed as standalone local laws, and whereas the town wishes to consolidate these local laws into one comprehensive zoning law, and whereas the town has compiled those prior local laws into one comprehensive zoning law, which also includes several amendments that have occurred. And whereas local law 2 of 2026 entitled Town of Princeton zoning law will supersede any prior local law that is inconsistent with the same. And whereas the proposed local law was introduced at the meeting of the Town of Princeton Town Board on June 9th, 2026. Whereas a public hearing was duly noticed and held on July 14, 2026. Now therefore be resolved, the town board hereby adopts local law number 2 of 2026, which shall supersede any prior local law that is not compliant
Yeah, to compliant.
with the same. That directs that the local law be filed with the New York State Department of State. Okay. Do I hear a motion for that?
I'll make it.
And, okay, second?
Second.
Bill, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I need to abstain since I'm taking the vote.
I don't see why.
I guess it would be prepared by the town anyway. I think you get-
Yeah, you're
Then
right.
I approve.
Okay, all right, motion carries, so that takes care of that. Yeah, you're right.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all that.
I still have the last piece to do, to bring the map in there.
Okay, general fund claims. It is hereby resolved that the town board approves claim 119-141 of 2026 in the amount of $18,510.59. Are there a motion?
I make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You need to speak up louder, Ben.
Okay.
Okay, water fund claims. It is hereby resolved that the town board approves claims 70 to 84 of 2026 in the amount of $108,629.75. Why was that so much?
Because of the water truck. Water truck
Oh,
was
okay.
72,000. Also, it should read 70 through 85. We did add that voucher.
It should be what?
70 through 85, not
Numbers
84.
out.
Oh, okay.
The claims.
Sorry,
All right. Okay.
we added that in on the fly.
All right, do I hear a motion to that?
I'll make it.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 You
Abstain.
abstain. Okay, Jen abstains.
We heard you that time.
All right, that motion carries. All right.
We have the executive session.
Will you privilege of the floor? Yeah?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I just got one thing. It was brought to my attention that the planning board members are getting their stipend pay meeting by meeting, meaning if you don't take the meeting, you don't get, Mel, you might be able to, you don't get paid
Yes.
for that?
Correct, so years ago, the planning board members got a flat stipend for the year, no matter how many meetings were held.
And what they showed up.
And then they changed it, and now each member is paid per their attendance.
I just feel like that should go back to the way that it was before, because
They're not getting that much money anyway.
but there are certain, things that go on behind the scenes, emails are answered, phone calls are made, people are
Trainings.
training, people are doing research on their own and things like that. And
If there was a resolution to make it like it is now.
When Lou was in, right, Crystal?
So I don't think it was, I think it was at an organizational meeting that just the verbiage in the, because we pass out the organizational every meeting, and now it just reads stipend per meeting where it used to be an annual, because PDAC is an annual stipend, so there's an example there. The
because
zoning board
it
uses,
is
zoning board's an
budgeted.
annual as
Correct.
long as they meet at least once,
Right, but
but
zoning,
those wordage were just added as the resolution, sorry.
zoning board used to be the same. Like, all of the, people are making a commitment to serve on these boards,
Right.
and now,
Yeah.
right. So,
I just feel like it should go back to that way, because somebody could be doing work 29 out of the 30 days a month, and
Or
an
you have
emergency
to-
might pop up
Go back.
where they can't make a meeting, and that
Yeah, we
disqualifies
have to
them
look
from.
at the organization meeting and stuff, so.
Yeah, so they are all resolutions, it was never a local law or anything to change them, but that is what we did budget for 2026. So maybe
right,
as
so
budget
maybe it's-
time is coming up in August.
Right. I think I budgeted last year for full stipend pay for all
All
the
right, so why,
members.
you wanna wait until we do the budget and
Well,
just,
probably the smart
change.
thing to do is change it at budget time.
all right.
I don't think the budget is much different. It's the same amount, it's
Yeah.
a certain amount in there.
I think when my
It's
budget,
It's
budgeted.
just,
Yeah.
it's just the way that, like you
Right.
said, it's where, like, it's.
I think that when I
it's crazy.
budgeted it for last year, it was every member made 12 meetings a year and just, you know what I mean? So it's budgeted for all the members for 12 months out of the year. So it's not like we're asking to spend more money, or budget more money towards it. It's
It's
just,
not the member's fault if there's nothing to review on the agenda.
but not
They
only
still
that,
make a
it's
commitment
if
to
somebody
be part of it.
has an emergency the night of the meeting or something, they can't make it, but they did all the work during the past month or whatever, that disqualifies them from
Yeah.
not being able to.
Getting penalized.
Yeah,
To be
you're getting
honest, the
penalized.
zoning board should go back to that.
I feel like it should.
Yeah, planning board should go back to that, but
Yeah, because the zoning board still does education, so, and they very rarely meet, but they're still doing
they
things.
still have to
during
meet the
year.
requirements, right?
Yeah,
Well, and I guess what's the difference of not meeting in a month? Like, we have a lot of months where we don't meet, and then you guys still get paid for that, but then if you miss one because you have an actual function.
Right.
Right,
Doesn't,
right,
I
Well,
don't
like I
no,
was
you
saying,
don't
that-
meet, if we don't meet, you don't get paid.
right.
For the months,
The
there were
current-
like 3 months that there was no planning board meeting.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
we
based
didn't-
on the attendance of the meetings through the year,
so
so,
they weren't getting paid for those.
no,
No,
no.
no,
No button seat, no pay.
right.
Well, right, if a meeting isn't held.
I
there's
can't say the same
nothing-
for myself.
it gets nothing.
There's no compensation.
I can't say the same for
The
myself.
chairperson gets
The
paid for
chairperson
the
gets-
chairperson
correct.
role.
Yeah,
I get, you know,
Right.
regardless, I'm a town employee, so it's a different thing with me, but it's, you know, with the stipends, it's a different, it's meeting by meeting, which I think should just be a flat rate fee for each stipend.
Correct.
okay. All right, well, when we get the budget, we'll straighten it out. Okay. That's it, okay. Billy, you all set? You all set, Billy?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless you got any more questions on this.
No, not yet.
Don't worry.
You are questions. Okay, council member comments, guys got anything?
We have floor closed at,
Huh?
You gotta close the.
you didn't.
Privilege of the
Privilege.
floor.
I didn't know the privilege of the floor, I just talk.
Oh.
That's what we do. That's what we do now, we just,
I don't have to talk again, do I? Officially when you open it and close it.
anybody have anything else?
You sent us an email about data centers
I did.
and
We had a
battery
planning,
storage.
yeah, we had a planning board meeting this past month to discuss the data centers and the standalone battery storage systems, because I've gotten a few phone calls about people concerned, they see it on the internet and they see it on the news
Yeah.
and they're nervous about it. These companies coming into these small rural towns and just buying up whatever land that they can, farmland or whatever, and putting these massive data centers, putting these massive, centers in. They require a lot of water, they require a ton of energy, which you know, we don't have the water to be able to, if they could build next to a creek or something, it's just not something that I think the town people would be interested in having come this
Well,
way.
The bottom line is, if we have nothing in our zoning, they can come in and.
That's the thing, and
Whatever.
that's why we discussed
Right.
it, and we,
So you can do a moratorium on it.
yeah, that's what
But you
we,
can only do a moratorium for a certain amount of time while you prepare the zoning law.
correct, then you
Is
have
it
6 months.
6 months at a time?
Yeah. So basically what we did was we passed a resolution to send it to you, the town board, to create this moratorium for the zoning review commission to possibly look and see what we can come up with to not allow this to happen in the town of Princetown.
Because we,
So,
Well,
We
you
made it so
can't
you-
not allow it, but you have to
Or-
be able
To-
to regulate it.
right,
we banned battery storage.
Just for solar.
On
Yeah.
solar farms.
right,
Yeah.
Right, but you didn't ban
This is
solar
different.
farms.
right. We
No,
banned,
it's the battery
You
storage.
could, we had the same issue with adult entertainment years ago.
in the zoning law, it shows just
There was a moratorium for it.
the battery storage tied to large solar farms. There was nothing in there for standalone battery storage. And who knows what the next technology is gonna be in 15 years? It might not be batteries, it could be, we're just trying to be proactive instead of reactive kind of thing.
Well,
So,
this seems to be a hot topic.
It's a super hot
in
topic.
Many
Yeah.
towns. So
And we actually
moratorium would
had
probably
one-
would be a good idea, just.
we actually had one of Nate's colleagues on the phone with us he's a little bit more versed in it and everything, and he said, it's popping, Dylan is, right, Dylan?
Dylan Harris, yeah.
Yeah, Dylan. And he actually said that he's dealing with a bunch of this stuff in rural towns and things like that, and it's causing a pretty good mess in these smaller towns. So, just as well as I do, we have a lot of farmland and things like that where I don't think the town wants this stuff coming in our direction, but we should get ahead of the game.
I don't think you're too far off, because as he's saying this now, I'm listening. When they were first putting in that installation, whatever the hell it is, I don't even know what it is yet, putting that power line set up down the road from you over by the gas station there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When they were first building that thing, and somebody's telling me some transfers, I had received a phone call from a fellow who said he would like to buy our property. I said, okay. He said, we're not interested in a golf course. We have, some kind of development. He didn't get into deep, other than he's gonna try to build some kind of campus, is the way he referred to it. And your land is desirable because you're very close to the high tension power lines.
Oh, yeah.
I said to him, well, I can appreciate that, I'll take your name and number. I said, but I don't think this town is ready to say, oh yeah, build a campus there. He says, we need a whole lot of power. I said, well, I don't know whether you're running Bitcoin or what your business is. And I said, but I don't see it. And I didn't even, to be honest with you, I never even thought about it again until he just was talking about
And clean
this.
water too, that's another big thing. I mean, some of these places that they're putting these data centers are running aquifers and lakes and things dry within months. That's how much clean water that they have to use to
Keep things cool.
yeah, keep all the servers cooled down. So I think it's just something that we as a town should be proactive and not reactive when we have something in our laws so we can,
So
when that comes up.
they already put a moratorium in place at the state level for data centers. Hyperscale data centers, whatever that is.
Large probably.
July 14th, they did that. That's today, right?
Yeah.
I think they did that just.
1 year pause. And then they're gonna put some sort of organization together to come up with regulatory frameworks, okay? Yeah, so there's already kind of a moratorium in place, but I don't know the difference between hyperscale and not
Right, it should be
Yeah.
for the huge ones,
Yeah.
not the,
Right.
right.
But I mean, you could put a pretty good sized data center on a 110-acre golf course for sale too, you know what I mean, like that. You know,
If
for
the
the right
110
price.
acre golf course agreed to stop.
Right, well, that's, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, you could put a pretty big building on 110 acres if the price was right, so.
Yeah. My point is, we probably don't need a moratorium for that right now, if it's already statewide. You know what
For
I mean?
that specific type, I mean, I think it's
Maybe
good
they're
to
all
have
like
Nate
that, I
look
don't know.
into what exactly is
Yeah,
going
well,
on
yeah, I
and
mean, we should
how
have
it
a-
would affect us. and
I don't
then
think it'd be a
move
bad
forward.
idea for,
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea for us as a town to have our own,
Right.
put it in our own zoning, not worry about the state.
New York State takes a year, and then we put our own in place, you give yourself a little extra time if you need it. Because you're capped on how long you can do a moratorium for. So
Yeah.
if we run them concurrently, we could run out of time, or we just wait till the state's done and do our own. We got a little extra time,
I
I
think
suppose.
maybe having the zoning review commission to look at it, look into seeing what we can do
Right,
as a
that's,
town.
the zoning review committee, that's exactly what they're there for.
Right, exactly.
And you've got a whole committee of people who are waiting to do a
Right,
project.
yeah.
So they would convene and look into what's going on and how it would fit our town and what other towns are doing.
And then the standalone battery storage is a separate issue, so that we would, if we wanted to, put one in place sooner, because there is nothing statewide.
Well, again, I think we need to find out what that definition of the
Hyperscale.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that there could be,
it might not be apples and oranges.
Right.
I mean, there could be smaller scale
Hyper.
data centers that we still don't want in our
Hyper
town.
to me sounds like large scale.
Giant,
It sounds
right.
like,
Yeah.
larger scale stuff where.
Similar to the solar farms where they have the huge ones and then the,
Yeah.
Hyperscale is 10,000 square feet and 5,000 servers at least.
10,000 square feet's not that big of a
No,
building.
it's not, so that's what they're stopping at the state level.
right, but
Right, so if somebody came into our town and wants to put a 12,000 square foot building in,
less,
or, yeah, like 5,000.
8,000,
Right,
we have nothing in place.
nothing.
and they can do it.
All right, so we need to do
I think you'd be wise to.
that. Yeah. So let's figure that for next month.
I have another point of interest, and I don't know if this has been discussed by the board prior to my arrival, but there has been an ongoing effort by the state to redefine what prime farmland is, so that Cornell is supposed to be involved at the governor's request. So in the long run, it would be easier for a municipality to indicate this is not prime farmland, so that it can go to eminent domain for the sole purpose of putting up additional solar fields. There is an active movement right now. I know the federal government from the White House is involved. Secretary Zeldin, Secretary Rollins, and of all people, John Rich, have sent a letter to the governor asking her for a comment within 19 days. I'd like the board to consider having that letter reviewed by us, by legal, and if it's appropriate, have the board adopt support for this initiative to stop this reclassification of prime farmland, because it could have a direct impact on our community. So I don't know if
Yes.
anyone else is interested in that.
Um,
All right. Crystal, any chance you can maybe print a copy of that letter out and send it to us?
Is it on the website?
It should be, it was sent, well, if it's sent to the governor's office through the federal government, it should be. If not, I'll do some research.
Okay, I can try it.
I'm not from outer soils.
Yeah,
Our
so
soils
it's
suck.
understandable. If the state primes basically.
Yeah.
I was just looking to see if we had a definition of prime farmland in the comp.
Just to see
I don't need
that terminology being used in the.
I don't either, but I'm just, good point, Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, John Rich is very much involved with this. He just got done battling the Tennessee Valley Authority, and similar efforts to take farmland, and they won. So.
Oh, yeah, it's been all over Facebook
Yeah.
for the last month or so.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's where I'll get all my fine news.
Oh,
Facebook,
well,
absolutely.
yeah, all the super accurate stuff comes from Facebook.
Yeah, MSFP.
But I've seen them talking about it.
Okay, good. So everybody set?
Just one more thing about civic committee. So the civic committee, Kutztown Civic Committee existed years ago, kind of went away. There was the civic committee and the historian worked together. There was a fund for the civic committee and the historian. That was all combined years ago. Different regime got in, they spent all the money, we have no idea where. However, the civic committee is a wonderful thing and a group of people who get together to plan things, events for folks in town. So some of those members were at this, a lot happened at the opening of the time capsule, I would say, but some of those members came back to that opening and they have interest in reconvening the civic committee. They can meet. I think it would be nice if the town board would give a blessing for folks to reconvene that committee. They're not asking for any money or anything at this point. Used to be, I think it was $1,000 a year we had budgeted. You can check the old budget, but they would get that like per year to, there was a movie night, there was a veterans wall, there was there were different things that happened, but it might also be the folks who could help with the newsletter. I think that it might be a good thing. The newsletter got a lot of response this year, and I was pretty impressed. So they might be your committee to help gather email addresses. Maybe we can get the newsletter and different things out electronically. We don't have that database of emails to be in contact with folks in town. So I think there's different things that they could work on, but they just want to know
And if we buy a golf course,
they can be
Gatherings.
rangers. No, But I do know one thing they're interested in doing is collecting things to put back in the time capsule, to put back in the wall, to hopefully open up in the next 25 years from now. And there was a lot of conversation about the 250th anniversary being this year. So there was talk of maybe doing something to recognize that. So I think they were just looking for your blessing to reconvene, if you guys agree. And then maybe it's something you talk about at budget time, if you want to fund them in some way.
Okay. I got no problem with this, I was here. I was here with that.
Assuming committee members would need reappointment, because there's nothing current.
I don't think any of them were appointed.
No?
It was all volunteer.
Yeah, the civic committee was just,
Which is,
Huh?
they were funded back in the day a long time ago.
right, there was a fund and people,
And like I think it was
Remember,
about
so they
1,000,
weren't,
it wasn't a lot of
yeah.
money.
but there was no
Organization,
appointment of,
and this could just be new, but we have a resolution on there where it's for special committees like the UCC Tower Committee. Like, it's just various random things that we appoint people to at the organization, and that hasn't been on there, so I just didn't know if you needed.
it wasn't people specific appointed to it. It was more of a general, if people wanted to be part of it. It was like a senior group.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they,
now it is gonna
Doug
be a
Thorpe
senior
would
group.
just be the head of it.
Yeah,
they had the ability to spend money though.
Yeah.
the town board gave
Yeah,
a
I
blessing
wouldn't
on
mind.
things. Yeah.
So I would assume we would
There'd
have
have to be some
appointed them
conversation.
like we do with PIAC, the
PIAC is a
planning board,
committee.
because they have.
Go back and look in the,
Yeah,
we were not appointed to that committee. It
yeah.
wasn't a committee, it
Just
was a.
because how it was done. doesn't mean it should be done.
Right, I'm
Was my
just,
point.
right. But it wasn't,
Yeah.
it was open to the public for people to join or not join and volunteer their time. That's how that was run. If you guys feel you want to appoint people or you need to appoint positions, that would be something to, but members it ebbed and flowed,
Well, I guess because they were.
because they were volunteers.
The committee, and then you would still be able to get volunteers through the committee, which would not be in the committee, which would be how I would usually see it, like that.
They didn't really get a stipend.
Plan, that was a volunteer committee, we still got appointed, it wasn't just open to everybody.
Look back in the minutes.
I believe you, I'm sure you're right.
The civic committee was not structured, it was not like a structured, there was no
There was no
the
stipend.
comprehensive plan, there was a
Well, that was
task
the
to work on
There
the
was no
document.
stipend.
There was no,
There was just money if they needed.
there was money available to
Yeah.
do events for
Yeah.
people in town.
That's not what happened, I remember when this went down, there was like $10,000 that just went,
Prior to
This-
that, yeah,
yeah.
yep. And I could give you a lot of insight on that, but I'll give it to you later. But yes, up until that point, we had accrued money, but monies that were spent by the civic committee prior to, that was just for community things, that was,
Yeah.
Well, I guess for committees that are spending money, we would have to be getting minutes of those committees, and we would have to be.
Should be accounted for, yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
that
would need minutes
was,
for that.
that was never.
That didn't happen.
It's fine if you move forward, and
Going forward.
to your point, you probably should, because the money is, but it wasn't, it was a bunch of trustworthy people who just had a conscience.
Yeah. Alright. We'll look at the committee.
Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else? All right. We need to go into executive session of personnel matter.
You close privilege at what, 8:13?
I never wrote that.
I had that all in my
I think we actually
That
wanted
was
to
council
council
member
comments.
comments. We just did council member comments. Okay. Okay, we need to go into executive session. Do I hear
To discuss the
employment? Yeah,
No,
personnel
pending litigation.
issue.
Having litigation.
Pending or threatened litigation.
Yeah, okay. All right, we have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make it.
You can't leave.
Do whatever I want.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh, you're inviting Melanie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm inviting